Hello and welcome to Church at Home with Rachael for Tuesday, the 3rd of January. My name is Rachael Parker. My pronouns are she and her. I am an Anglican priest in the Anglican Church of Canada, the Diocese of Edmonton, and I serve as the Archdeacon for Rural Ministry in their diocese and as the rector or the priest for Dayspring Ministries, which is a collaboration of 3 churches in 3 small towns, St. Mary's in Edgerton, St. Saviour's in Vermilion, and St. Thomas in Wainwright. And I'm glad to have you with me today. Now, yesterday I talked about a Christmas gift my husband had given me, this warm cardigan. And I know it's brown. It is nondescript. There's nothing special to it except a couple of things. It keeps me warm, and I love being warm. I am not a summer person. I am a winter person. I'm really a fall person, but I like winter because no matter how cold it is outside, well, relatively, I can always add on a layer and get warmer. In the summer, we currently don't have air conditioning. Rob is threatening to put it in next year, and I keep threatening him that we can't afford the bill because he tends to keep it like an ice box. It's a whole other story for June or July. But in the summer, I find I kind of wilt. There's a limit to how much you're legally allowed to take off. So I find in the winter, a nice sweater, I have a heavy-duty pair of socks, a nice blanket. These are all things that make me feel comfortable, that make me feel cozy. And so I'm wearing this today. It is cold out, and it's going to be cold because it's early January in Alberta, and that's what happens. But I'm thinking a lot about, this past last week I had an opportunity to do a lot of reading and just cuddling up on the couch with the TV on, playing with my dog and watching my husband play with his Lego and just sort of appreciating life and thinking about the new year and what the new year will hold. And I hope what it holds, when I look back on 2023, I hope what it will hold is a whole lot of moments like this. Moments when I have been able to be that person who is the cardigan for someone else, that I can bring comfort and hope to someone else, that I can bring a sense of warmth and understanding and being wrapped in a big hug. That's, as a priest, that's what I hope I do for people. Sometimes my job is not to be like that. Sometimes as a priest, my job is to sit, to tell the truth. And that can be hard, but it's also important. But for the most part, I hope that this is what it's about. And I used the word hope a minute ago. I am a big believer in hope. I really am. I really think that hope is something that helps us to keep moving forward, something that helps us to do something for someone else. Lots of my hopes are about me and my family, my job, my work and my home and things like that. But I have hope for our world. I have hope for my communities. I have hope for the children who live close to us. I have 2 kids next door, Katrina and Robert, and they are so adorable and they love playing with Dude. And I have great hope for them and for the world that they will inhabit, that one day they will be the leaders. They will be the people who grow up to make the decisions. And I hope that the world that we leave them will be one filled with possibility and positivity, not negativity. This sense of hope. And as some of you know, I pray pretty much every day, at least Monday to Friday. And I pray every day, but I mean, it's like sit down and actually light a candle and have prayers Monday to Friday, and sometimes other days as well. And one of those things that I've sort of always took for granted was I always had hope that when I would pray, I had a great sense of hope that this was a beautiful day. It would offer something new. And even if I was depressed or sad or there was something hard coming up, something difficult or something sorrowful, I still had hope that God would see us through it, that God would give us hope, would give us the strength we needed to take on whatever it was we were facing, that, with my congregation or if there's a funeral or something, that we would see the peace in that. We would find the presence of the Holy Spirit moving in and through the people and the parts of what we were doing. And in a sense, that always there would be like a cardigan around us, the sense of being filled with hope and comforted with love. And after my husband's diagnosis of congestive heart failure back at the end of September, I really, really struggle with hope. I pray every day, and one of the prayers I would say is, God, I pray for the day when you will fill me again with hope, that I will know hope and joy and peace in my life. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like gently learning how to read. You struggle over it and you're learning, and eventually you start to get it. And every once in a while you get, oh, look at that, Mom, I did it. I read the whole sentence. Yeehaw. But as you get a little bit better in your learning, it's more of a gradual thing. All of a sudden you realize, I read a chapter book. I read those big words. I recognized when I needed to go to a dictionary and look it up. And now you Google things now or ask Siri how to do it. But you don't necessarily notice every single step of the way that you have graduated or you have gotten better or smarter or whatever you're doing. And I've been noticing lately that hope has been coming back into my life. And it's not like it was not present. It's almost like I took it off. Kind of like if I were to take off this cardigan right now, I would be cold. I could lay it on the chair beside, there's a rocking chair over here to my left. And I could lay my cardigan on the rocking chair and I would feel cold. I would be chilly because my office is not the warmest room in the house. And I could be thinking to myself, it's so cold in here. I'd like to feel warm. And if indeed I forgot that I put my cardigan over there, then I might honestly be thinking, I really wish I was warmer. It's cold in here. I wish there was something I could do about that. When it comes to my attention that, wait a minute, my cardigan is right there. I can put the cardigan on and feel warm again. Then I need to do that. Now, that's what a smart person would do, right? There are times in my life when I know the cardigan is sitting on the chair. And you know what? I'm just so comfortable in my discomfort. You know what I mean? Like that sort of inertia thing where I know I'm cold and I really should get up and get my cardigan and put it on. But I don't have the energy. So I'm just going to stay here cold and be cold and grumble about being cold, even though I could just make a couple of motions and I could be warm again. Sometimes that happens to us. Sometimes we honestly forget or don't know, or for whatever reason, maybe that cardigan on the chair gets covered by paper and books and coats and other things that we don't see it anymore and we forget it's there. The cardigan is still there. It's still there if we want, when we're ready for it, when we're able to see it and put it on and get warm again. It doesn't mean that the warmth, the opportunity for warmth is gone. It's just we've forgotten about it. It's become buried under other things. But when we remember and we make the effort to go over and get that cardigan and put it back on, then we start to feel the warmth. Well, I think that's sort of how I've been feeling about hope. I have known in my head, ever since sitting in the hospital on 21st of September, that hope was there. Hope is real. I've had hope my whole life. Many times I've been hopeful for things that it looked like it was never going to work out. And lo and behold, in God's good time, it did. And better that it did in God's timing than in mine. That was awesome. But the fact is that I knew it was there. And even in the hospital, and the days and weeks and months intervening since then, I've known that hope was present. But it was like I had put the hope over on the chair. And my inertia, my sense of dread, my sense of fear, my sense of being alone in all this, my worry of what's going to happen next, was laying, all of those were laying layers upon layers upon layers of hope on my chair until I actually forgot it was there. And then a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, as I was praying about Rob, I was praying about work, of all of these things that other people asked me to pray for. I thought, okay, so what is it you want to pray for yourself? And I realized I want to have hope. I haven't felt hope. It feels like in years. I know it's just been a few months, but it feels like years. And so I started praying, okay, God, I pray that you will fill me with hope. And then little by little, it didn't happen overnight, but little by little, I realized what was sitting on that chair on top of the hope. And I had to start picking them up and putting those things back in the places where they belonged. The fear, I needed to give that back to God. Because if I'm holding fear, I'm not holding trust. If I let go of the fear, my hands are open to receive trust. I trust God. God may not make my husband better. God may not say, here's a miracle, for free, take it. God may say to me, trust me, and I will help you and Rob to get through what's going to happen next. It's different. So I had to get rid of the fear. And I had to get rid of the anger. And I had to, now it doesn't mean I put them away forever. I didn't abolish them. They didn't go in the incinerator. They're not in the garbage bin. but I put them someplace else. The fear, the anger, the sadness, the blah, the feeling of nothing, because sometimes that happens. And slowly but surely, I'm starting to see hints of hope. I can see Hope's little foot sticking out from underneath the pile of stuff on top of it. And then I could see a knee, and then I could see a hand. And eventually, I'm getting to that point now where I'm inching myself closer to reaching over to that chair and, like a cardigan, pulling Hope back and putting it on. And being able to say to myself, no matter what happens, I have hope. I don't know if you can relate to that, but that's the space I've been in, and it reminds me, it's a good reminder to me, that in this new year, I have the opportunity to choose hope. To reach over and pick it up off that chair and to put it back on like a cardigan and allow myself to know hope. And with hope then comes new sight, a new way of looking at the fear and the sadness and the blah and the anger and all those other things that helps me to put them in their place. They're not bad. They're all things that are important, that help me cope, that we deal with every day. But I need to recognize which ones are more important and which ones need to be put maybe further back in the cupboard. They're there when I need them, but I don't need them right now. So that's where I'm at. I'm working on putting on hope like a cardigan again. And I thank you, because you're all a great part of me being able to do that. Your encouragement, your ideas, your comments, you remind me that I am not the only person out there who struggles with hope. But you also remind me that we are in this struggle together, and that it is a struggle, but it's not a defeat. We can all find hope together. And so today, I pray that you will find some glimmers of hope. And if you have it put on you like a cardigan, I invite you to go and find your neighbor and help them find their cardigan of hope as well. God bless you, and I will see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachael.